Hello my dear beautiful bastards and welcome back to the Dalton Farm, the drug farm. And we are gonna finish it today. I have actually finished it. And I didn't really add too much. First I wanted to get rid of all of these little bushes so I can create the path towards the art studio. And then I decided to place the cabin foundations, because my idea was to have the foundations the same as they were, you know, around it. But as I was placing them, it just didn't feel right. And then I placed a wide staircase and I tried to align them somehow. It's just, whatever I did, it didn't feel like I was doing the proper thing. And then I went into the other items that are available in the master plan. That's like a set. You have the master plan, you have the cabin, and then you have the SLR, and you have the box houses. Those are three different mods, I suppose. And I checked out some of those items, but I did not use them. So you can also place these sky bridges and stuff. It looks very cool. I do believe that I should probably use that at some point in the future. But unfortunately I decided to go with something else, so I went through the menus and then went into the Snappy Builds. Now Snappy Builds is a very popular mod that has a ton of items. It has so many items you would shit yourself at the sight of all of these items. So I placed, I started placing this foundation, this curved, like the corner, the stairs corner. And I wanted to make sure that this building is kind of small, but that it makes sense. You know, as an art studio, as a former art studio, it's not going to look like an art studio, but its original purpose was to be an art studio where one of the brothers did his art. But since we talked about that the last time, it is not an art studio anymore, because he was masturbating constantly, you know, before and after paintings, and the other brother just couldn't handle that, and he told him to stop. So he stopped doing the paintings, and they changed the art studio to be like some sort of a mini drug house, just a secondary drug house where they can keep certain items. And I went with this curved corners, and it all very nicely snaps. See, one corner has the stairs and it's normal, while the three other corners are curved. And I also started adding the trims. And these trims, I don't know, I added one trim and then the second trim, and it just ended up being wrong. I didn't really like it all that much. But it is very cool that there's so many of these trimming items that you can use. That is very nice that there's so many of them. Unfortunately, most of them are kinda weird to use. I'm not a very big fan of them. But I went with the red design, because the red design kinda seems like the most appropriate for a former art studio. You know, I think the color red really fits with the theme of an art studio that doesn't exist anymore. And also it's kind of difficult to figure out how did they build all of this, but I guess since it is an art studio, maybe they sold a lot of drugs, collected a lot of money, and hired someone. Well, what the hell? Get off my face! And hired someone to build it. Pfft, what the hell? Pfft, stupid! I need to clean this place. I really do. But anyway, I started placing these doorway corners and stuff, and nothing seems to fit properly. I tried to snap them properly, but only these little windows managed to snap in certain places as well as the doorway, and then I had these big gaps on the sides, and for some reason the game does not have appropriate corner pieces. I don't know why. I eventually found one corner piece, which is also a doorway, because all of these other window corner pieces and curved walls, that they just didn't fit. So I'm not really sure how the snappy build works, but it didn't work as well as I hoped it would, especially with the design that I picked. You know, this curvy design which is also very small. You could say that it is very small. And then I went through all of these additional items. I was searching for stuff constantly. I just kept searching through all of the items, but nothing came up. All of it was kind of useless. But it is pretty cool because it does have a set, and you can clearly see that it has like 5 or 6 different types of buildings. And see, I found this corner piece, the only corner piece that I managed to find. Unfortunately, it wasn't of the same type. And once I added all of them, it kind of fit, it kind of made sense, but I really didn't like it because it didn't give me the feel of an art studio. It gave me the feel of a dick in my ass, and I'm not gay, you know, so I don't really like feeling dick in my ass. I prefer to feel my to let my ass be free, dickless. I want my ass to be dickless, all right? And then I found the corner pieces that nicely fit, but they were doorways. So in the end, I had 3 curved corner pieces that were doorways, and the front side doorway that is the actual doorway. So technically, I have doorways all over the place, but I made sure that the 3 doorways that I'm not using, that they are, well, not used. I locked the doors as well, but you will see that a little bit later. And then I placed the ceiling, relatively simple ceiling that has this this curve on the outside. I really like how the curve looks. It kind of makes it look very cool. And the vent on the roof, kind of like a mushroom, a mushroomy vent. That's just fine if you ask me. I don't nothing against that. And then I wanted to fill up the gaps on the sides next to the doorway, to the real doorway. I was searching for items forever. I just couldn't find something that seemed to fit. The red items, just I couldn't find any pillars or anything that made sense. My nose is leaking. I don't know. It's today all day. And then I went with this bronze little pillar thing, and then I started placing it in the gaps, and eventually it worked out. But yeah, I have been suffering. As soon as I have a tree under my window, and that tree blossoms every March. It's like clockwork. It blossoms every March, and every March my nose goes to shit. So I am suffering greatly, and it affects my performance when it comes to videos as well. So I apologize if the videos are slow or if I seem like I am dying, because my nose suffers. But then I went and closed the... Well, I wanted to close these doorways, but then I found a rug, a beautiful clean red rug in the middle of the room, because why not? It's always nice having rugs in rooms. Everyone knows that. And then what did I do? Is it here where I placed the doors? Did I place the doors? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I went through the items, tried to find something nice. I found... Can you guess what I found? I found a dick in my ass. That's what I found. But then here they go. The doors. So I placed these 3 red doors that kind of fit into the theme, and they will not be used. They will not be used at all. And then I went through the items. I wanted to start decorating the place. And at first I went through the art connoisseur. Maybe I kind of thought about adding some remainders of the art studio. You know, so the place looks like it once was an art studio. But then I remembered that this brother who did this, he just does not like art. He's a very big hater of art. So in the end, I went with completely changing the look of the studio. But first, of course, I went through the curtains. It's very cool. I am using some sort of a mod that adds a shit ton of curtains. So I went with the dark red curtain and added a pair on each window with a little gap in the middle, because I think that makes it feel homey, makes it feel nice. And of course, you can peek through Unfortunately, you will not find anything inside. It's because that's not how things work, alright? There's not gonna be dick-assery in this room. It is gonna be relatively abandoned. Nobody's gonna use it. So there is absolutely no need to think of various things that you might see, because you won't see anything, alright? You won't see anything. But when I was doing this, I spent most of the time just searching through the items and trying to learn the snappy builds and trying to find different types of items. But then I went into the thematic and practical, and that's one of the best mods. Thematic and practical. It's a very cool mod that adds a lot of these lore-friendly items, and most of those items are available in different mods and in the vanilla game as well. But it's pretty cool to have these already pre-built things, especially the table and stuff similar to the table. And I also placed one of the beds here. Now, the second bed is not gonna exist. This settlement only has one bed, and the logic behind this is that the guy who was the artist, he is the one who sleeps here because he likes this place, he wants to be here, but unfortunately his brother does not let him be an artist anymore, while the other brother just gets drunk and sleeps anywhere. He doesn't care about beds, he doesn't need beds. And then I went into the potted plants and added a couple of potted plants of the brain fungus and wasteland mushrooms and stuff, just to add this feeling of drugginess. This place is also a drug place, and these little chemistry stations, they are so cool, these little chemistry stations. I like it. I would like one chemistry station on my own table here in my room, you know, to produce some drugs maybe. You know, drugs are a very, very good job here. There's a lot of money involved in drugs, and everyone likes drugs. Especially weed, but technically weed isn't a drug, that's more like a plant. But still, it's considered like a drug here, so there's a lot of money to be made if you're a drug person here. I don't know how people find the money for it, but they do. And of course, this little shelf here is compatible with do-it-yourself. Yes, that's how you say it. So I added a couple of chems and some tools, and then I added these other little items that are a part of the Dino mod that combines clutter all over the place, and I added a couple of these wall oil lamps. Yes, sorry, my voice dies when the allergies kick in. But only here I realized that they are actually wall oil lamps, so I added one outside, and these two that I had, I decided to place them above the door, and then I added the third one above the third door, so it kind of makes sense. So, you know, they are on all three doors. And I wanted to add a ceiling fan, so it spins, but it needs electricity, and I decided to make this entire settlement run on no electricity. Absolutely no electricity in the entire place. And of course I went and covered the corners of this place with some marsh shrubs, as well as the corners of the stairs. Because, like I said in the previous episode, I really like doing this. I really think it makes it look very nice, much better than when it's naked. And then I placed a normal door here, also a red one, a simple red door, but it's different from the three other doors, because I wanted to make sure that this is the real door and the three other doors are not actually doors. And that's what it looks like. It's very very lore friendly. I think that it looks reasonably abandoned, and on the outside it looks pretty cool as well. And as you can see here, I locked all of the doors with a master lock, so nobody can open them. And I suppose I could have added stuff on the you know, next to it in that little gap, but I didn't add anything. I left it as it is. And then I wanted to take one of your suggestions from the comments and add plywood on top of the red roof, because like I mentioned before, I really didn't like the red roof. It felt too smooth, too nice, too... I don't know, I didn't like it, alright? I didn't like it. It reminded me of a spanked ass, and that's not good. You're not supposed to be reminded of such things in Fallout. So adding these plywoods made it look very nice, if you ask me. Much better than before. I know it's fake, doesn't cover anything, but I like it. And of course, added a couple of doors to this area on the pier. The pier warehouse. Yes, the pier warehouse. I remembered what it's called. And added 3 doors. Yes, there are 3 entrances. 2 of these doors and a different type of door on the outside, a little bit more toxicified, puffified. I don't know the correct word. I don't care. And of course, a door to the cabin from the cabin in the woods mod. See the beautiful door. Really looks nice. This mod is great. And the house looks nice as well, if you ask me. Everything looks nice. And I didn't really add any more items. I feel like I probably could have added more items. I don't know, it didn't really seem necessary to add more items than what it currently is. And that is pretty much it. I didn't really do any more edits to the place. And that is all. That is all. That is the Dalton Drug Farm. I think I did a pretty decent job, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I suppose I could expand the story even further, but I wanted to use this opportunity, this particular series, or this particular build, to start off this type of video, to see how you guys are going to respond to it. And as far as I noticed, you guys are fine with it. The only thing that you would like more is for me to build something without mods. And I suppose I could do that, but it might be a little bit painful. But I am aware that most of you guys are on PlayStation 4, and you don't have access to most of these mods. And I know that most of you would like to build stuff that I build. So it kind of does not make sense for me to build something that you can't possibly build. So it would be best, I feel like I would receive the best interaction from you guys if I build something that you can build as well. So I will look into keeping this format, but building a settlement that's either gonna be just vanilla, or that I'm gonna use a specific mod that is available on PlayStation 4 as well, which in the end is also vanilla. I won't be able to use these third-party assets, but make sure to let me know, would you like to see more modded builds, or would you like me to build something in the vanilla game? So this is the Dalton Drug Farm. We still have 2 more brothers, and I would like to make another settlement explaining those 2 brothers, and then possibly a 3rd settlement that is gonna tie them all together to something else, or something like that. I know that the story isn't really refined or anything. It's relatively simple and well, simple and not complicated, that's what I want to say, the same thing. But I just wanted to add a little bit of context to it, you know. I don't really feel like making some sort of huge stories, because I can't really edit these settlements too much, you know. I can't really add quests and shit to them, and little notes and stuff, and then share it with you guys, because you would need to do that in the creation kit. So, you know, keeping it simple. Mostly focus on building, explanation of what I built, how I build it, a little bit of context behind it, and hopefully you guys are gonna like the future builds. Make sure to let me know what do you think, what would you like to see next, and just keep the comments going, because of the comments is what I need to keep doing this, you know, because you guys give me ideas. I've made like 10,000 settlements so far. It's a little bit difficult to create stuff with a lack of ideas, so make sure to give me ideas, and that would be all. So thank you very much for watching. This has been the Dalton Drug Farm settlement, and I will see you next time. I have been Petard, your glorious lord, and may the blessings of Petardia eternally touch your back.